Good day, brave souls and wildlife aficionados. Get ready to be amazed by the fierce rivalries, animal brawls, and heart-pounding hunting moments on Wild Battle. The wildebeest was not playing around. It was ready to tear the predator apart. Well, at the very least, to puncture a couple of holes in its belly with its horns. At the end of this fierce confrontation, the lioness had to run, as fast as it could, tail tucked between its legs. An epic battle unfolded between a dog and a snake that had crawled into its territory. The pet dog tried to approach the dangerous intruder for a long time, but when the reptile leaped into the attack, attempting to sink its teeth into the barking opponent, it actually initiated a deadly duel, and it didn't end well for the snake. Jaguars and leopards can sometimes be overly intrusive and curious when it comes to their adversaries. They enjoy provoking even dangerous snakes, which fiercely resist their advances. Playing with fire, that's how their interactions in the wild can be described. Leisurely sipping water, the wildebeest noticed two predatory eyes watching it from behind. Going to the shore was dangerous, but the animal still dared to take a risk. With its persistence and bravery, the hoofed creature cornered the predator and forced it to flee far away. Snake versus white heron. I don't know what kind of snake it is, but it looks a lot like a viper. And after all, the little white heron is a pretty rare bird that happened to get bitten by a snake. It must have been hunting toads too. I'm sure the snake didn't attack first, but was just defending itself, for such a big bird was certainly out of its depth. Clawing its sharp fangs into the wing, the viper was not going to let the poor bird go. The white heron defended itself as best as it could, and even pecked the snake in the head, but there was little result. In the end, the heron managed to escape, or rather, it was just let go, after which it crawled to shore with a wounded wing. I don't think that it'll be able to survive, because it has received the full dose of deadly venom. A hungry leopard spotting a porcupine will surely attempt to make it its prey. However, such confrontations usually don't end well for the predator. It typically remains with an empty stomach and pierced limbs. Meanwhile, the porcupine carries on with its business. You see, definitely the unluckiest African warthog. Trying to escape a pack of wild dogs, it came close to a river with crocodiles. The crocodile didn't have to wait long to attack, and it quickly dragged the pig to the bottom. The warthog simply had no way out. These are the harsh laws of the wilderness. And here you see a zebra caught in the jaws of a crocodile. It grabbed its leg and held onto it, not allowing it to get out of the water. Most likely, it would have ended sorrowfully for the zebra if the curious hippos hadn't intervened in the fight. They began stomping on the crocodile, who was lying on the bottom, and forced the crocodile to let the victim go. Only in this way was the poor zebra able to make it onto dry land, although with damaged legs, but alive. A brave turtle faces a pack of fearful cows. I've seen many videos of cows being curious and cowardly at the same time. This won't even be a battle, but just a funny episode with a turtle and cows who couldn't figure out what a live rock was doing in their pasture. The white cow gets the first bite on the nose. It bounces back in fright and runs away. Curiosity only grows after this, but no one else risks approaching. The bravest was a little calf. It came up as if nothing had happened and started sniffing the evil turtle. There was no need to wait for a bite in the nose, and then you see yourself and the scared cow scattering the whole herd. Horse versus crocodile. It's unclear to me why the crocodile caused such aggression to the horse. Perhaps because it got too close to his herd. The black stallion furiously pounced on the peacefully resting crocodile and began trampling on it with its hooves. The shocked crocodile immediately ran to the water, but after a second attempted attack, it still bit the horse's leg. That was the end of their fight, but I think the stallion was very lucky because it could have been much worse. Lion versus leopard. Obviously, fights and battles between these predators are only possible for food and in some cases for territory. The weight of the leopard is 60 to 80 kilograms, so the lion can outweigh it by 3 times. The outcome of the clash is predictable, so leopards usually have to flee, and the lions act very carefully when clashing with leopards, not trying to kill, but only to chase away the unwanted guest. Crocodiles do not distinguish ranks and attack not only defenseless ungulates, but also lions, hippos, and even elephants. Crocodile jaws have tremendous strength. In addition, he has a special structure of teeth. They are arranged asymmetrically, so that the large teeth of the upper jaw correspond to the small bottom jaw. So his teeth lock together like a lock, and it's almost impossible to escape from his mouth. One of the most peaceful big cats is certainly the cheetah. Now, this doesn't mean that if you notice a cheetah that you can go up to it and rub its neck, but they're not dangerous for people. The world fame of the cheetah is not because of its peaceful disposition, but its incredible sprinting ability. Now you see how the fastest terrestrial predator spotted a family of warthogs, but the cheetah clearly underestimated its opponents. Several large warthogs started to defend their young fiercely and took turns pounding on the brazen predator. After a successful hit, the cheetah flew several meters into the air and immediately realized that it had to get out of the way quickly. An adult hippopotamus may well not be afraid of anyone in the wild, and even a nose-to-nose encounter with a dangerous crocodile would not be a problem for it. But it could explain to its little son how such short-sighted rendezvous can end up. A lone leopard ventured into unfamiliar territory and found itself in a dangerous situation. A family of young lions surrounded it. The wild cats did not welcome the intruder and took turns delivering powerful strikes, but it must be acknowledged that the frightened spotted creature held its ground remarkably well. The intentions of the cobra were simple. It wanted to feast on the chicks. However, the chicken didn't inquire about the purpose of the visit and boldly launched an attack to protect its brood. The harmless domestic bird became a true hero for its own offspring. The naive and trusting primate apparently decided to take a dip. However, it had no idea that a toothy threat would be upon it instantly. The alligator quickly clamped onto the monkey, and it seemed that nothing could change the situation. But suddenly, at the last moment, the predator inexplicably changed its mind. Two lions engaged in a fierce battle. The males were ready to fight to the last drop of blood, until one of them suddenly decided to retreat and flee. Perhaps it didn't want to lose face in front of the fair lady. What do you think? The tigers were engaged in an important task, trying to catch a duck. However, the duck was only teasing the predators, diving underwater right in front of their noses. Perplexed by the trio, they couldn't manage to deal with a small bird, so admitting defeat, they left in disgrace. An aggressive snake almost crawled into the house, but a barrier appeared in its path. A box with a surprise. However, the cat sitting inside immediately made it clear to the reptile that there would be no dialogue between them. Although the four-legged creature was cornered, it still managed to give a worthy resistance to the audacious enemy. Attacking a lone individual with a whole group may not be humane. However, such a notion doesn't seem to bother the lion pride. The lions pounce on the buffalo, aiming to sink their claws deep into its skin and bring it down. It could have ended tragically for the unfortunate buffalo, but unexpectedly, its fellow herd members came to the rescue, and they certainly gave a good beating to the assailants. Apparently, one of the buffaloes turned out to be a fierce champion of justice. It bravely rushed to help its relative and repeatedly gored the lioness, tossing it into the air. The predator did not expect such a strong resistance and was forced to retreat in disgrace. The buffalo struggled for a long time to overcome a high obstacle and rejoin its herd. The hungry lioness couldn't resist taking advantage of the situation. One of them even attempted to grab the cumbersome animal by the leg, but its fellow herd members quickly intervened, thwarting the attempt. The other lioness, who also wanted to execute a dangerous maneuver, was unsuccessful as well. Bloodthirsty crocodiles often have a tough time when targeted by a lion pride. The felines work together, covering each other's backs. As for the cold-blooded reptiles, they have to rely solely on their strength. And these two didn't want to engage in a fight with each other at all. The confrontational rhinoceros tried to show off with its sharp nose, but it didn't achieve anything worthwhile. It had to tuck its tail and retreat. As we bid you farewell, we extend an invitation to subscribe to Wild Battle Channel and be a part of our growing family. Your comments about the animal competitions, battles, and hunting escapades are truly appreciated.